Coach Bush, we're just 888 days away from the first UTRGV football game. Ring that bell! Woo! The UTRGV football special starts now!
Woo, Coach, driving in style.
It's a pretty cool gig right here.
Heck yeah. I feel bad about asking you this, but would you be willing to exit this car and go record a TV show?
I guess we can.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
It's the UTRGV football preview special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg, and we're joined by inaugural, founding UTRGV football head coach Travis Bush. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
How does it feel to be the inaugural founding head coach of the program?
It's pretty busy right now. No, it's been great. It's been fun. The whole process, coming back home and seeing the support and everything going on, it's just been phenomenal. But truly humbling, super exciting, and really just grinding away day by day, and can't wait for this thing to take off.
How did you end up here as that first head coach of the football program at UTRGV?
I don't know. No, it was, that was a long process too. Going through the hiring process and things like that, with working with Chase and of course Dr. Bailey, and getting involved, and really not knowing where it was going until that final day when they asked if I wanted to do it, and said, yeah, let's go. It's time to, something I've always had my eye on down here. Not necessarily wanting to be that guy, but just because being from here and wanting football for a long time and having family down here, of just being in tune to what's going on. So it was something that I was excited about, and then to find out that, hey, you're going to get to be the one to start this thing or be a part of it, it's just super exciting.
You mentioned being from the Valley. Your father, an RGB Sports Hall of Fame football coach for 3 different high school programs in the Rio Grande Valley. What does it mean to you to be able to follow in his footsteps and try to make your own mark on the Valley? Yeah,
it's more of just not necessarily making my mark, but having an opportunity to contribute to this process, this university, this region. Having family down here, growing up down here, the love for football is amazing, and seeing what the leadership has done with the university over the past few years, and looking at their vision, their commitment to excellence, and the support from the communities and our founders and people like that are helping jumpstart this thing. It's something I want to be a part of. So it's just great to be back.
So you're starting a program. You've been on the job a couple months now, yet you're still less than 2.5 years away from your first kickoff.
888 days.
So what do you do with all that time?
Yeah, what are we doing right now? There's so much. It's hard to explain. It's not one thing a day. It's 1,000 different things, and just chipping away at several different things. The big thing right now is a lot of facility meetings, a lot of planning, organization. There's a lot of facilities about to be built, not just for football, but across campus, for all athletics and other portions of campus. Exciting time to be here, but a lot of planning and meeting and organizing, ordering. We've hired a few staff right now, so we've got a small staff in place. We got 5 guys right now to get us through this spring recruiting, through the football season. We'll sign a class in 2024 February, and then we'll have a full staff by that point as well. So still evaluating staff, a lot of planning, a lot of organizing, a lot of budgeting for future, for not just, hey, what do we need this year? It's a 4 to 5 year plan on what you're trying to get established with building facilities, ordering equipment, recruiting student athletes, and everything that goes into that whole process. So it's a big piece, it's a big chunk, and just trying to bite off one piece at a time.
Well, you mentioned that you have a staff. You have your first 5 staff members. So and that includes you as well. So tell us about your staff, who they are, where they come from, and what they're going to bring.
It's having the opportunity to do this once before, you kind of know that it's a different job right now. It's different than going to, Baylor or Houston or something right now that's already established. So it takes, to me, I think it takes a unique person, especially in this first crop of guys, and that's what we got. And first guy we hired was John Simmons, operations director, phenomenal dude, one of the smartest guys I know. He was on the original football team at UTSA when we started, so he's been through that process as a student athlete and can really relate to our first class coming in. Goes to Rice, football ops, chief of staff there, was highly involved in building their multi-million-dollar facility, which is what we're in the process right now. So his insight on that has been tremendous. But he'll handle every detail of our program, and we'll do a phenomenal job. He'll be an athletic director one day somewhere. He's a sharp dude. Defensive coordinator. We opted, instead of hiring an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Wanted to go with one coordinator and two assistants to get another hat on the road, recruiting an extra coach to recruit this spring and through the season. So defensive coordinator Brian Gamble. We got to know each other. He was on the original staff at Incarnate Word when they started, so he's been a part of this as an assistant as well, like I was. And played linebacker at A&M. He's been at every level from junior college to FBS Division I. Coordinator experience, so he's been through it and adds that value of we all have different duties right now starting a program. With his expertise, he was the one responsible for ordering all the equipment at Incarnate Word, so he's gonna have some input in that, as well as all the planning and building and recruiting. So he's a great hand, but extremely sharp defensively, and been around a lot of places, a lot of systems, so he'll have the ability to build a system and tailor fit it around our personnel. Jeff Bowen will be our offensive line coach. He actually played for us at Texas State, one of the toughest guys I know, kind of an undersized O-lineman that transferred from D3 to walked on to 1AA, the FCS back then. And, earned a scholarship, ends up starting, being all-conference All-American. So tough player, tough coach. That's the way he's going to coach our guys. And, so we're excited to have him. He was a graduate assistant for us at UTSA, so been a part of that as well. And been at the FCS D2 level, and as a recruiter at that level, you got to grind. You got to know how to go find people and really kind of project some kids and then develop them when you get there. So he's going to add a lot of value at some places. And then the youngest guy on the staff so far, Adrian McDonald. He'll be our defensive back coach. High school quarterback, turned safety, played for us at University of Houston. Was a phenomenal defensive back. Still hold the record for most interceptions there in a season. Ended up played for a buddy of mine for the Chargers. Got on there and was a undrafted free agent for the Chargers. So experience going from a quarterback to a safety, changing positions from high school to college, and then having still seeing how that can still end up in the NFL. So a lot of value there. Can relate to a lot of student athletes coming in, but has already established himself as a great recruiter as well. So excited. They've all recruited certain parts of the state. So right now, going in with 5 guys, we got expertise in the entire state of Texas, and that's going to help us this spring.
So have you already been able to hit the road and start looking at student athletes?
A little bit. We're allowed to go on the road April 15th or May 31st, so that's coming up this spring. I got out a little bit at the end of the contact period in January, mainly down here to really connect with the high school coaches down here and get some previews on some young guys coming up. But we have a lot of resources right now where we can already start watching these guys on film, and we got some names and some lists. But we're gonna start building our recruiting roster this spring.
How important is it for you to recruit the Rio Grande Valley?
I think it's extremely important. I think it's there's some Division I guys down here, and having being from it's so far removed from everything else in the nation that a lot of teams don't come down here. There's other places you can stop before you get down here. So I think it's kind of under recruited. I've always recruited at the places I've been because of the connections down here, and really just wanting to give these young men an opportunity. But I think you always want to keep those guys close. If there's guys that can play, you want to keep them close to home. Family's so important down here, and I think we can get some guys to stay home. Their families can come watch them and can really start building, pieces of your team locally, which will just, create some fan base down here and really give them the best opportunity to play at home and to be proud of that.
Now you mentioned some of your new staffers have experience starting new programs. You certainly do. You were an assistant coach in the inaugural UTSA team a little over a decade ago. How do you use that experience to help you launch this program?
Just the things, at that time, I think we started football, and then we kind of were figuring things out as we go. So through that process of things that hit us that we didn't realize, now we got a plan for, and we've got a great runway set up to really, get things in place. We've got facilities starting. The plan is to have facilities and practice fields before guys ever step on campus. Way better plan than we had back then. And then for the Vaqueros Performance Center to be to kind of be finished on pace before that inaugural season, which will be huge.
The Vaqueros Performance Center is a big build that's coming to UTRGV Athletics, only recently announced, with renderings available at goutrgv.com, and we're going to show them to you on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere. This is the UTRGV football special on KRGV Channel 5 from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at work@canes.com.
I first realized that I didn't have a voice when I was in the hospital. I woke up after open heart surgery and 3 months went by and the voice didn't improve. And so we realized that the vocal cord was paralyzed. It was a very difficult time for me because I'm a very vocal person and I thought, that's it, there's no hope. But when I found out that Dr. Jamal did this type of surgery and was going to be able to help me, I knew I was going to get my life back.
I love being a surgeon. When you have the opportunity to combine an educational institution with a health institution, you get the best of both worlds. By involving those faculty who are the teaching physicians and surgeons, you're also having the highest quality, the most cutting edge care that you can possibly get.
Once I started feeling like I was talking, I was elated. Getting my voice back, I've learned that you shouldn't leave anything unsaid. So say what you need to say. Tell them you love them.
In the Pain Dojo, we attack with great deals.
Yes, Sensei.
And great customer service.
Regardless.
Cobra Pain. Get a new 2022 Ram 1500 Quad Cab for only $39,995 during the Start Something New sales event at Pain Rio in Rio Grande City, Ed Pain Motors in Westlaco, and at Pain Edinburgh.
Sweep the leg.
Yes. Lo que tú quieres. Regardless.
Town Place Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh's newest destination spot and a host hotel of UTRGV Athletics, with the amenities that a frequent long-stay traveler or visiting team in town to take on the V-Nation looks for. The nightlife is amplified with Ignite Lounge, a great way to wrap up a long workday or celebrate a big win. Town Place Suites by Marriott on Trenton in between Business 281 and Sugar Road and minutes away from the excitement of UTRGV. Town Place Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh.
Today is going to be one of those days. It is going to set us on a different trajectory, put us in a position that we've never been before. Today is about one of those final pieces. Today is finally giving our coaches and our young people the tools they need to be successful. We're winning in the classroom. We'll continue to win on the courts and the fields of play. But today, this is championship caliber.
Welcome back to the UTRGV football special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg. This is UTRGV head coach Travis Bush, the first head coach of a UTRGV football team in program history. And Coach, right before the break, we started to talk about the Vaqueros Performance Center, big build coming to UTRGV. Tell us what exactly the Vaqueros Performance Center is and how it's going to impact your program.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the renderings, and a lot of work's been done before we got here, but now, being involved in those meetings with architects and planning and really looking, sitting down and looking deep into it and how we can make it the best possible. It's going to be a big time facility, and it's going to rival many, not just FCS, but some FBS group of 5 teams, which, you look at the college football, and really any sport in college, in athletics. I mean, to be successful, you got to recruit good student athletes, and to recruit good student athletes, you got to have good stuff. I mean, that's the name of the game. That's why you see everyone just constantly improving their facilities. So it's not just athletic facilities, but academic facilities, dining facilities, housing. So the plan is, how good can we make this facility? You see a lot of construction going on with all our other sports as well, trying to upgrade their facilities, and you have to, and that's how you especially with the freedom of student athletes to pick and choose where they want to go now, or at least leave a place, and so you got to make sure that you have nice stuff. But that's the plans that we're looking at and the ideas we got coming, and really it's going to be a first-class facility. But house obviously all the football operations, so coaches' offices, locker rooms, equipment room for football. You got a weight room, a huge weight room. It's going to be multi-use for all sports, just not just football. But the big thing too is our academic center. We're going to have a first-class academic center inside that facility, again for football athletes, for all student athletes, where it's located on campus, and give them an extra opportunity to get the tutoring, the study they need. Away from campus sometimes, but training room, another big, a lot of new additions that will benefit all sports, and not just football. You walk right out the back door, you're going to have football practice fields. We'll have a turf field, a grass field. Turf field will be lined for soccer as well, so other sports and other things can use it. But different things we're looking at, and adding some strength and conditioning and agility stuff out there that all sports can use, utilizing that land. There's 45 acres back there that is about to get put to good use. So we're looking at just how we can utilize that space the most effectively to benefit all sports, but at the same time, how good can we make it to make sure this is one of the top places, and not only in the conference and in the state.
You mentioned having 2 football practice fields, 1 grass, 1 turf. How does that help you to have both kinds of fields out there?
The beauty with turf is maintenance. You can practice on. Weather really doesn't affect that. When it gets wet and stuff. The grass gives you that option. There are some things when you get into practicing heavily on turf that can have some wear and tear on your legs. So being able to get on that grass, especially down here in the summertime in early August and September when that turf reaches about 145 degrees. So it's right now, depending on our game field, if our game field's grass, it gives you the option, the opportunity to make sure that you're practicing on the surface you're going to play on that week, because a lot of times that's huge. And same thing if we're going on the road playing on a grass or a turf field, we can make sure we're as prepared as possible.
The Caros Performance Center, a 45,000 plus square foot facility, part of over $80 million in new builds and enhancements coming to UTRGV athletics over the next few years. And you can check it all out at goutrgv.com/athletic facilities. See renderings of everything that is to come for UTRGV, and certainly super excited to see the VPC, as we'll call it shorthand, and you can see the construction happening yourself. It's right beyond the left field wall at UTRGV baseball stadium. So I'm sure you're thrilled to see that coming up. I mentioned the baseball stadium. You spent a little bit of time there this year.
Yeah.
Threw out a ceremonial first pitch, gave away a bunch of football t-shirts. What has your experience been like getting to go to games of other teams and interact with some of the fans?
Oh, I love it. And then, going back the past 7 years of being at the high school level and being athletic director and getting involved with sports, I love it. I love watching other sports, other athletes compete. I love watching coaches coach. I sat in the dugout for a little bit the other night at the baseball game and listening, watching interact, listening to coaches coach, always seeing if I could pick up and learn something. But I tell you what, one of the best things I love about this place is the coaches and the student athletes. And you watch how the athletes interact with each other, and they've built such a great culture here in their programs. I'm excited, to come in and start to build a team around what they've already done here. So it's been good to see, but I highly enjoy. I love watching our athletes compete.
You mentioned having come from the high school level, you've coached at FCS, FBS, you've been to bowl games, you're in the NFL, and then you returned to the high school level. Tell us about that decision and why it was the right time for you.
It's something we have always talked about with our family. In the long run, as we were, working up early in our life and career in the college game, but knew, my father, high school coach, I played for him, and then we had 2 boys, and I always wanted to coach my boys and give them that experience and be able to have some consistency and be in one place and be home more and be around more. So everything just kind of worked out timing where when our oldest was about to be a freshman, some things worked out to come back to Texas and get in the high school ranks. And so it was a good 7 years, and it was fun. Learned a lot, especially just being an athletic director, regardless of the level. The more responsibility and duties and interactions you have, no doubt has helped me and has helped me grow over the past few years.
What's it like coaching your children?
Some days it's rough. Now it's fun. It's sometimes. And I guess, being a part of it as a kid, you learn to, at the school to always have your coach hat on. And then when you come home, you could have your dad hat on. If I missed anywhere, it was still having that coach hat on when I came home, But, it was fun. And then not only just actually coaching with them, but, being in the same school building. You walk up to the cafeteria and you can visit with them at lunch, or they'd swing by your office, in between classes. So it's just that daily interaction that you never had when we were coaching in college, and to see them every single day and come home and same thing, watching them play other sports as well and interact. So it was fun. It was a good time in our life, and wouldn't take anything back.
So now here at UTRGV, you said 888 days?
888.
Until kickoff. You had
Until
over
kickoff.
1,600 season ticket deposits already collected. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Well, it just shows you the support down here and the excitement and how many people and again, being in tune, so many people wanted this for a long time. Everybody's wanted this for a long time, and now to see it actually come into life piece by piece. But that shows you right there. I mean, we don't even have a team on campus yet, and we've got people buying season tickets, and really wanting to do so much more to help the program and give to the program. It's just phenomenal. But not surprised. That's the Valley, and then we're gonna do something. We're gonna do it big.
It's 25 for 25. $25 for 2025. Get your season ticket deposit before it's too late. Go to utrgvtickets.com. Figure when you play your first game, it's going to be in front of a sellout crowd. Your second game, your third game, etc. We just figure the way that tickets are currently selling, it's going to be a sellout for the entire season. So when the fans are in the stands watching your team, what are they going to see?
Hopefully you're seeing an up-tempo, fast-paced offense that's going to score a lot of points, and an aggressive attacking defense that's going to create some excitement. That's what we own. We want to put an exciting product on the field. And there's a lot of variables in that, but it starts with recruiting. And I think the staff and the knowledge we're going to have on our staff, you don't hear us coming in saying right now we're going to run this offense, we're going to run this defense. I'm a big believer in your scheme is your personnel. We're going to go find the best football players and the best student athletes we can find, and we'll have the knowledge in all 3 phases to have a system, but we can tailor fit it to our personnel. And we can, if we want to be a 3 down, be a 4 down, we're going to have the ability to do that. If we want to be up tempo, 4 wide receiver, 3 wide receiver, tight ends, we're going to have the ability to do that offensively. So we're going to, but hopefully you're seeing a team that's aggressive. They're playing their tails off, and the biggest thing is they're having fun every single snap.
Now I heard a rumor that your dad doesn't like to come see your games because you throw the ball a lot, and he liked to run the ball. Is that true?
Oh yeah. He's he's famous for being one of the creators of the slot T offense, and so many of his disciples have gone on to be head coaches. But that's in his blood. It's in my blood. That's what I grew up around. I love to run the football. But again, the places I've been, going back to Houston and getting involved in the air raid, and then coming back to high school and having great skill kids where we were at. We were up tempo, tossing that thing around and throwing it. So he just, him, he believes in running the football, and but he enjoys it. He likes coming to our games, and he gets excited. He just, he'll have some tips for me every time we play, though.
Travis Bush, the first head coach of UTRGV football. Thanks for joining us.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Get your season ticket deposit now. Log on to utrgvtickets.com. Take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment. This is the UTRGV football special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
In the minute it takes to knock back your drink, spot your new crush, or cheer on the home team, you could do something that really makes a difference. Sign up as an organ donor. In less than a typical timeout, you could sign up to save 8 lives. It sure beats using a minute to mustard that hot dog. Sign up at tosa1.org.
In a growing community, we are 2 news teams working for you.
You get the same quality journalism.
Whether you choose Channel 5 News or Noticias RGV.
We combine bilingual anchors and reporters to inform you in both English y Español.
With the largest weather team, we work to protect you and your family during severe weather.
When you need to understand what's happening in the RGV, turn to the team that understands you.
2 channels, 2 languages, your choice.
Channel 5 News and Noticias RGV.
Today is going to be one of those days. It is going to set us on a different trajectory, put us in a position that we've never been before. Today is about one of those final pieces. Today is finally giving our coaches and our young people the tools they need to be successful. We're winning in the classroom. We'll continue to win on the courts and the fields of play, but today, this is championship caliber.
If you've been injured in a serious accident or arrested on serious charges, you need an attorney that will fight for you in court. Trust attorney Carlos A. Garcia, because serious cases require a serious lawyer. Call us at 956-584-1448, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bobby, Killer Scout has new lure pricing for you and new members.
Existing members should also get new pricing.
Existing members do get new pricing.
All members get new pricing.
That's right, all members.
What about non-members?
Non-members also get new pricing.
Everyone gets new pricing.
Everyone gets new pricing.
Everyone.
Everyone. Everyone.
Good. My work is done here. It's time to go practice and play.
Thanks for tuning in for the UTRGV football special. Want to watch this one again? Then make sure you check it out on our YouTube channel at goutrgv.com/coacheshow, or the special re-airs on Monday at 8 p.m. and Saturday at 11 a.m. at Somos Ovalle, channel 5.3, cable 1241. Big thanks to UTRGV football head coach Travis Bush for joining us this week. We'll be back with you next year, but until then, this is Jonah Goldberg saying so long from North Park, Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. This has been the UTRGV football preview special. Get your V's up.